Good afternoon, everyone. It is January 25th, 2022. This chart looks kind of crazy, so let's get rid of the indicators. There we go, just throwing the drawings here. What you're looking at is just a 2 hour chart of the ES. What you can see here is a major balance above 39.15-ish. We spent some time in December, pretty much all of December, trading below 39.15 in what appears to have been some nice accumulation down here, and sellers failing to really accept below this 39.25-ish area, 23 half. Instead, we ramped up, distributed at the highs, sold off. Sellers were unable to continue pushing lower. We built volume here, ramped up once again, leading us into this week. Let's now bring this down to a 30-minute chart. We were able to build volume here after not being able to push above 56s. And today we had a nice gap down. We closed right around 40.30-ish, I think 40.30 half, and we opened up way down at 39.85 below settlement lows, which were sitting at 86.75 from Monday. And we spent quite a bit of time down here. And what I found notable was, to me, to me, buyers might have been in trouble if we were trading, 40, 35 kind of area below this Wednesday low, kind of below where we really had the ramp up happen on Friday. But instead, we held this 65 area. And again, 65 is our 2022 POC. It's December value area high. It's last week's half back at 65.75, I believe, or 68 half. I can't recall. But in general, we were holding this big push up. So it's obvious we trapped a lot of shorts on this ramp up on Friday, and we were still unable to clean them out despite spending a significant amount of time here today. And once we were able to get back inside that 1.5 standard deviation of value area on the week, which was sitting, I believe, at 39. Here we can pull it up, I think. Yeah, it was sitting right here at 81. It creeped down, and I said all day I was saying I don't want to be long until we get above that line. Once we did, I got long at the settlement lows at 86 quarter for the move into the gap close, which we had shortly after. We managed to hold the weekly open right around 95-ish, and then ramped up into the eventual price close at 30 half, where I sold it. And our high of the day came in at that critical number, at that 35 number, which that's last week's high. It's now that 35 number, in that 28 to 35 number, we now have today's point of control, today's close, yesterday's close, the high of the day, value area high, last week's high. A lot of shit. We also have the current developing point of control there too. So it's on the week. So it's definitely a notable area, and it's kind of what I would consider the pivot for the next. I'm not sure how many points, but it is going to be a very notable area to me. Anyway, tomorrow what we have is GDP quarter over quarter coming in at 8:30, and then we do have new home. I think that's new home sales at 10 a.m. So we have a little bit of news hitting the market early in the morning. Uh, for the actual trades, here's what I'm thinking. So again, keep in mind that today was, although we gapped down a large amount, we didn't really go anywhere. We didn't break any sort of huge momentum, right? Going back to this early January, this was an area we sold, we held it. It was a critical area to sell again, and then we pumped through it, and now we've held it again. This 65 to 70 area, it's important. It's been important for in December, is important going back to April. It's been an important spot, and once again we held it. So keeping in mind that we've held such an important spot, let's go into this chart here. Oh my God, that looks ugly. Let's get rid of the indicators. Let's even kind of delete these zones so you can just look at the levels. Let's just do the pure levels right here. There we go. What am I looking at? Uh, I want to be short at 35 tomorrow. It's an aggressive short, I understand, but during the first hour, I want to be short at 35. See if we can get into that 17 area, and I don't want to be long at 17s. Instead, what I want to do is let the market fill out. Yeah, it's single prints, but to me, it's just a thin area of volume. That's how I'm looking at it. I want to see the market get bid here around oh 05, and that's where I will be bid. Oh 05 quarter settlement lows, and just it's been a nice level for I don't know, a week and a half, 2 weeks. So '05 is where I want to be bid. If we do come back up, I want to be bid at 17s for a move to 35. Yes, I'll be short there. 50 half. Let's turn the indicators back on and let's bring these zones back on actually. Let's get rid of the drawings here. There we go. And let's get rid of these VWAP deviations just to make it clearer for you guys. So that 1.5 standard deviation of the value area on the week, it's sitting at 50 half. That's also where we had that notable high on Monday. And you can see this has been, it's an important, I hate calling it an indicator, but it's an important tool for mean reversion. You can see last night that is where we kept getting capped, and we weren't able to make upward progress today during the RTH until we got above it, and that's when we started to trend upwards. So 50 half is where I'm going to be offered. The RTH is sitting at 50 half there. I will be offered there. Above there, I think it gets really difficult to fade. Just like how today was hard to catch longs before we got above it. I think tomorrow, if we get above 50s, you're gonna have some trouble getting short. And instead, what I would look to do is to wait until that range expands. Wait until this blue line expands, and then maybe we can start thinking about getting short at these levels. Overall, I think we're looking at a move to 83s. I mentioned this, I think, yesterday, that this has just been a nice level for some time, this 83 area. So I will be looking for a move to there if we get above the 50s. So above 50, looking at 83-ish, and I'm not looking to fade it until we do get back inside this blue line. To the lows, I also want to be bid right around this blue line, the lower one. Ideally, it's around last week's close, sitting at 87.75, maybe a little bit higher, maybe a little bit lower. I'm not sure, but I will be using that blue line to give me an idea. And if it does expand, I will look to be bid in this zone as well. I have trouble believing that we're going to break today's low of the day. I have less trouble believing that we're going to break these highs. But just based on the structure, I will be short at the 50s. Hope that helps. That's all I really have for you guys. A little bit unclear and it's kind of rambling, but took a little hit to the noggin during some snowboarding today, so a little feeling it a little bit. But looking to long round low of the day, long somewhere around this magic blue line, which will probably be around here. Long '05s, wait till long '07s after we get a bid around '05. Short 35, short 50 half, and then shorting these numbers once this blue line expands upwards. Hope that helps, and trade safe tomorrow.